Welcome back. In this video tutorial, we will be going over how to bid on loads for any and all Mesquite lanes. Okay, the process is going to be very similar. It's just a few different techniques added to Mesquite. We have to treat this one a little differently, but for the most part, the process is going to be very similar as far as using DAT for calculating, and most of the other standards will apply as far as the number of stops and things of that nature. So we'll go ahead and get into this one. We're just going to use the first one here on the board. So you see this one picks up on 5-8. It picks up from Mesquite, Texas and goes to Gallup, New Mexico. It has 3 stops, which we know is actually 4 stops, which does allow for us to bid on it because it is within our 6-stop maximum. So we're going to go ahead and click on View Details. Okay. So under the View Details screen, same as Romeo and Edison, we see the origin pickup is in Mesquite, and we see that, let's check the number of stops. It should have, I believe, what was it? 5, I think. So let's see, Los Lunas is 1, Albuquerque is 2, another one in Albuquerque makes 3. Oh, okay. And then Gallup makes 4. I'm sorry. So it's 4 stops. So on the home screen, it probably said 3. Yeah, 3 stops, which we know makes for 4. Okay. So looking at the detail screen, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to DAT, put in our origin pickup, which is Mesquite, Texas. And our origin was Gallup, New Mexico, I believe. Let's scroll down. Yes, our destination is Gallup, New Mexico. So we're going to put in Gallup, Gallup, New Mexico. Again, make sure that you're always selecting the right one. The way that you'll do that is just to look at the destination under the Enterprise TMS. Gallup NM stands for New Mexico. So you want to make sure that matches over here in DAT, Gallup NM for New Mexico. Okay. And then again, we want to always make sure that the truck is under flatbed so that we have the correct rate per mile on this platform that we're using to calculate. Okay. And so now we're going to go ahead and look at the technique. Again, as I mentioned, it's a little different. We're going to use 2 different formulas for our Mesquite loads, and the formulas are going to be based on the weight, okay? For Romeo and Edison, regardless of what the weight is, we're always going to use the same formula for those. But in this case with Mesquite, if the load is under 15K, we have a specific calculation for that. And if it is over 15K, we have a specific calculation for that one. Okay, so this one, let's go and look at the weight. The weight is always going to be at the top of the order in the middle to right-hand corner of the screen. Here we see that the weight is 17,583. Okay, so looking at our formula, this load is over 15 pounds. Over 15,000 pounds. It's 17,583. So we automatically know that the formula that we're going to use is the one at the bottom for all loads over 15K for 15,000. So we're going to use the market rate. Okay, let's look at the market rate for this one. Market rate is $2.75. Okay, so we're going to use $2.75 and we're going to multiply that by the number of miles. So let's look here. We see the number of miles is 795, but again, remember, we can't go by this because we have extra stops. So we need to scroll down to the bottom, and we see that the actual total number of miles is 862. Okay, so that is what we're going to use. So we're going to multiply $2.75 times 862. So let's go ahead and do that. 862 times $2. 862 times $2.75 is $23.70. Okay, and then we will, now that we have that, we will do this, use the second part of the formula and add $100 per stop plus $150 fee. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stops. So we know that 4 plus 100 is $400. Okay, $100 per stop. There's 4 stops. So 100 times 4 is $400. Okay, we need to walk through it. We can. Let me just write this down. Our market rate for the lane was $23.70. If there's any cents on it, just leave the cents off. We're not going to be that picky. All right, $23.70. And so now let's add the stops. Okay, $100 per stop, 4 stops. 100 times 4 stops is $400. Plus, we're going to add the $150 for the fee. So plus $150 totals to $550. Okay, so now that we have our numbers, we can add them up. So we're going to add $270, which is the market rate, plus the $550, which equals $29.20. Okay, so what we will bid on this is $29.20. Okay, that's pretty simple, and that's how we calculate for Mesquite. Okay, let's look at one more really quick. Try to find one that's under 15. Okay, so none of these are under 15, but let's just imagine that this one, the Houston, is under 15. Okay, we'll just pretend for the sake of demonstration. So we've got Mesquite, Texas, going to Houston, Texas. There's 2 stops. Okay, so we'll go here. Mesquite, destination is going to be Houston, Texas. Okay, sometimes it doesn't always give you a dollar rate per mile. It may just give you a flat out number. Okay, and in this case, you see that that number is $495. That is the standard cost right now for a flatbed truck to drive from Mesquite to Houston. So what we want to do is always round up. Okay, we're going to always round up. So if that number is $495, we're going to go ahead and make it $500. Okay, so I'm sorry. So knowing that, we will, let's see. All right. Sorry about that. Had to plug in the computer. So knowing that, $500. So we're going to take that $500, which is the market rate. Okay, and it's going to be $60 per stop. Anything over 15K is $100 per stop with a $150 fee. Under 15K is $60 a stop with a $125 fee. Okay, so we know there's 2 stops, right? 1, 2, nothing else. Okay, so $60 a stop. 60 times 2, $120, okay? Plus our $125 fee comes to $245, okay? So we're at $245. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and add $245 plus $500 to give us the total amount for the bid. So 245 plus 500 totals to $745. That is the amount we're going to use to quote on this bid. So we'll click yes, I can quote, and we will put 745 in the all-in total box. Again, for quotes, we will put them 3 days out. So today is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8. You can just put 5, 8. If it asks you for a time, you can put a time in. You're going to check I agree, and then you're going to click submit my quote. Okay. And that is how we bid on all freight for Mesquite if it's under 15K or over 15K. The last thing that I want to point out for the Mesquite loads is that if you notice, there was an additional technique that we will use for loads under 15K, but it's for Colorado loads only. Okay, no matter what the rate is showing on the DAT platform, it doesn't matter for loads that are under 15K that are going to Colorado. So if this says a perfect example right here, Mesquite, Texas to Sterling, Colorado, okay, but it is over 15,000 pounds. So this technique will not apply to this one, okay, because it's over 15,000 pounds. But if it's under 15,000, let's just imagine this was 14,000 pounds for the Mesquite to Sterling, Colorado, okay, then this would apply, okay. It's 14,000 pounds under 15K, and it's a Colorado load going to Sterling, Colorado. So for Colorado loads only, you will always bid $2.15 per mile, always, no matter what, okay? And that's important to know. So make sure that you have written all this information down somewhere in your notebook so that you know how to calculate these formulas when you're bidding on freight for Midwest Air Technologies. This is very important for you to have and use no matter what when you're bidding on freight for Midwest Air Technologies coming out of Mesquite or Romeoville or Edison, okay? And that completes our tutorial on how to bid for freight for Midwest Air Technologies. Our next upcoming video will be over scheduling appointments for Midwest Air Technologies if we receive a load from them. You can go on to the next video at this time.